An unexpected return. The millionaire froze when he arrived home unannounced. What he saw left him stunned. Damian Carter, a 36-year-old black millionaire, usually dressed in dark slacks, a crisp white shirt, and a classic vest, was a serious, composed man. He had returned from an overseas trip without telling anyone, not the staff, not his personal guard, not even the housemaid who was caring for his 2-year-old twin sons. Only his business manager knew where he was and who was with him. Damian didn't want a grand welcome. He didn't want noise. He only wanted a quiet moment with his boys, Aiden and Andre. They were his entire world, especially since his wife Naomi died during childbirth. As he stepped through the iron gate, Damian loosened his tie, exhaled deeply, and walked across the courtyard. When something caught his eye, he stopped dead. Right in the center of the patio on the smooth tiled floor, his twin sons were sitting inside a large plastic basin, completely naked, drenched with water, laughing uncontrollably. A garden hose lay nearby, water dripping from its end. Beside them, crouching on the ground in a damp beige uniform, was Marta, their 45-year-old white housemaid. Her blonde hair was tied up in a bun, sleeves rolled high. She was smiling, playful, holding the hose, and gently letting water flow over Andre's head. Damian's face darkened. His sons were bathing outside, on the patio. He stepped closer, his leather shoes clicking sharply on the wet tiles. "Marta," he said, his voice cold. Marta flinched. She immediately let go of the hose, which fell to the ground with a dull thud, and stood up. "Mr. Carter, I didn't expect you. What are you doing?" Damian's tone was tight. Marta's lips trembled. Her gaze darted from the boys to him. "They were playing in the garden, got covered in mud. The water upstairs stopped for a moment, so I thought—" "You thought dragging them outside and hosing them like animals was the solution?" No, not like that. They loved the water. They were laughing." "You're bathing my sons like dogs on patio tiles." Damian's voice rose. Andre flinched slightly. Aiden blinked, watching his brother. Marta's eyes filled with tears. "I would never harm them, sir. Never. They were happy." "Enough." Damian cut her off, raising a hand. The twins were staring at him now, still smiling, but quieter. "Do you think Naomi would want them treated like this?" he asked. Marta took a breath. "Naomi asked me to take care of them like a mother, with love, not rigid rules. She wanted them to play, to be free, to laugh. She said that if something ever happened to her, you'd try to raise them behind glass, shielding them from life." Damian opened his mouth, but no words came out. "She didn't want them to grow up cold, Mr. Carter. She wanted them to laugh, to get dirty, to feel safe," Marta added softly. Just then, footsteps approached. A young male employee hurried over. "Sir," Mr. Gregory called, "there's an urgent matter that needs you right now." Damian's shoulders stiffened. His gaze shifted from the man to his sons. Aiden was holding Andre's hand, splashing water, giggling again. Marta stood still, saying nothing. Damian took one last look at the tub and walked away. His shadow vanished behind the marble pillars as the boys' laughter faded into silence. Inside the mansion, every step Damian took echoed coldly against the floors. The house was huge, expensive, perfect, but lifeless. Gregory, the estate manager, hurried toward him, a white man in his 50s, balding, glasses slightly fogged. "Mr. Carter, welcome back. But there's something I believe you should know." "I already know." Damian cut him off sharply. "Sir? I saw her, bathing my children outside like stray animals." Gregory froze. Ah, I see. Do you? Damien stepped closer. And you knew this was happening? Gregory hesitated. Sir, I didn't think you'd approve, but the boys love it. She only does it when it's warm outside. I was going to... Don't lie to me. I swear, I thought you knew. Marta said she had your late wife's blessing to raise them freely. Damien turned away. He didn't want to hear Naomi's name. Not now. Not when the image of his sons laughing in that plastic tub was still burning in his mind. He climbed the stairs in silence, entered his bedroom, and closed the door. For a long time, he stood by the window, staring at nothing. His reflection looked like a stranger. All his money, all his power, and yet he was still a man haunted by a memory he couldn't bury. Naomi? Her voice filled every corner of the house, her soft humming in the kitchen, the way she'd tease him when he was late, the way she placed his hands on her belly months before the twins were born and whispered, "Promise me you'll let them live, Damien." Not just survive, live, he had promised. And yet here he was, angry at laughter, angry because it didn't come from him. A knock at the door. "Come in," he muttered. It was Marta, her uniform still damp, her hands trembling slightly. "I'll leave," she said softly, "if that's what you want." Damien said nothing. "They deserve joy," she whispered. "I wasn't trying to shame you or disrespect your home. I just want to keep them happy. That's all I've ever wanted." Damien looked at her, really looked, and he saw not just a maid, but a woman worn by grief and duty, who had stepped into the role their mother could no longer fill, a woman who fed them, sang to them, bathed them, stayed when she could have left. "Did Naomi truly ask you to do this?" he asked quietly. Marta nodded and pulled out a folded, yellowed piece of paper from her apron. She handed it to him. It was Naomi's handwriting. "If I don't survive, please raise them as if joy were their birthright. Let them splash. Let them sing. Let them grow with dirt under their nails. Damien will try to shield them. Don't let him. Don't let their lives become a museum." Damien's hands trembled. Tears burned in his eyes, but he blinked them away. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "You're not a bad father," Marta said gently. "You're just scared." "So am I." Silence. Then Damien carefully folded the letter. "Stay," he said. Marta exhaled, her shoulders relaxing. "Thank you." That night, Damien entered the boys' room. Aiden and Andre were curled up in matching pajamas, still faintly damp from the afternoon's laughter. He knelt beside their beds, kissed their foreheads, and whispered, "I'm home, and I'm staying this time." Aiden stirred in his sleep. Andre rolled over and smiled. Outside, the hose still dripped, but inside, something finally had healed.